I was recently working on a video game tutorial for the upcoming multiplayer video that's coming out. One of the problems I ran into was I couldn't get the model to animate correctly. So I had to open one of the 3D models from Quaternius, and I needed to create a custom jump animation. So I got it pulled up in Blender and I was playing around with it a little bit. And when I went to export it, something went wrong. As you can see here, when I dragged it over into Godot, it imported with only half the model. So half this model was actually missing from the import. So I was really confused at this point because this wasn't the first model I had worked with. So after searching the internet for a little bit, it turns out that I was missing the modifiers on this model. So what does that mean? So if we open up the model in Blender and we select the body, you'll notice that it looks correct here. You can see that both halves of the model are there. So if we look under the Modifiers tab, you can see that there's actually a mirror effect being applied over the x-axis. So if we turn that off, you'll notice that half of the body goes away. So right there, that's a big hint that maybe we're missing some modifiers. So how do we get these modifiers to export correctly? Well, if you go under the file export option in Blender and we export as the GLTF, and once the save dialog pops up, hit data, mesh, and check that apply modifiers option. And if you want to be sure that you don't have to do this every time you make a change to your model, go ahead and hit that remember export settings when you export. And so now that we have that correct export, we'll go ahead and drag that new object over into Godot. Let's get it loaded up into the scene, and you can see that it's imported correctly. So great. So people like me that may not be excellent at modeling or animations, a lot of times we outsource that work to somebody in the community or somebody that's more skilled into it. But if we have to make a custom modification every now and then, it's still nice to be able to go in and do something quick. Well, if you ever run into this issue, now you know there's a simple solution for it to make sure your process and your workflow stays solid. And if you enjoyed this video, give it a like and make sure you're subscribed because you're not going to want to miss out on the upcoming multiplayer demos that I've got in the works. Anyways, thanks for watching.